What's up, everybody? So Scott Peterson has been back in the news recently. Scott Peterson was convicted years ago of killing his wife, Lacey Peterson, and their unborn child. But recently, and this came as a surprise to me and a lot of other people, I followed this case pretty closely when it was going on and saw everything, and I came to the decision, like a lot of other people, that Scott Peterson was guilty of this crime. But now the Innocent Project has taken up his case, and they think they have evidence to prove he is innocent. We're going to go over an article here by abcnews.com. They recently filed a motion, and it was largely denied except for one part of it. I don't know. Maybe Scott Peterson didn't do it. I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of information out there right now, but to me, it feels like if you run and change how you look, it shows a sign of guilt. Obviously, me or you have no idea what this person is thinking at the time, but he did so many weird things that led me to believe, anyway, that he was guilty of this crime. There's always been the rumors of the burglary that happened across the street, I believe it was, from the house. It's quite interesting to me that the Innocent Project has taken up his case. They obviously think there's something there to it, that it's possible, or maybe they fully believe he didn't do it. It was a strange one to me to see the Innocent Project take up. So here's what ABC posted recently. I actually missed it when it came out. It came out about a month ago, this particular article, May 29th, 2024, and I will link it in the description below. It states, the judge largely denies Scott Peterson's DNA testing request, so they wanted to do DNA testing on a bunch of evidence to help prove that Scott Peterson didn't commit this crime. The judge approved one of the 14 items that the defense requested, and that was a piece of duct tape, I believe, but we will see here. A California judge largely denied a motion by Scott Peterson's defense team for new or additional DNA testing in his case, as the Los Angeles Innocent Project seeks evidence proving he didn't murder his wife and unborn child. The LA Innocent Project, which took up Scott Peterson's case last year, had requested 14 items be tested or retested for DNA. On Wednesday, this was about a month ago, on Wednesday, a judge denied the request for all but one item: the duct tape recovered from the pants of his wife, Lacey Peterson, at the time of her autopsy. A portion of the tape was DNA tested in 2003 and shown to have human DNA present, but the DNA was not of acceptable quality to generate a profile at the time, the motion stated. DNA technology is much more advanced now than it was back then. During the hours-long motion on Wednesday, the Los Angeles Innocent Project argued that there is no forensic evidence that supports Scott Peterson having killed his wife and their unborn child, while prosecutors stood by the original ruling. The defendant's argument is that there's a fundamental fairness request that requires this testing. The argument is flawed and legally incorrect. The defendant says that the prosecution should want to know, an attempt to shame us into agreeing to this test. The people know the truth. We know that Scott Peterson is guilty of and has been convicted of the murder of his wife and unborn son. This is also always a weird one with me, that they have to fight to get the DNA testing done. They're currently doing the same thing in the West Memphis 3 case, and that was granted in that particular case. They are going to be able to do DNA testing in that case. That was denied for so many years. But why wouldn't, if they are so, it says to shame them into doing the testing. If you're so confident that Scott Peterson is guilty, why wouldn't you just be like, here, go retest everything? And then you could have the biggest I told you so in history. You could be like, we were right this entire time. He did it. We knew he did it. You knew he did it. He knew he did it. And this just proves it. Why would you fight if you are so certain that I guess it like wastes time, it wastes money or whatever, but have the Innocent Project pay for, if they want the testing, have them pay for all of the testing, have it all done, and then when it comes back and shows Scott Peterson did this, it's the biggest I told you so ever for them. Why fight it? Why not just be like, if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. I know he's guilty. Because if he's not, why do you want to keep him in prison anyway? Attorneys with the LA Innocent Project have claimed that Scott Peterson's state and federal constitutional rights were violated, including a claim of actual innocence that is supported by newly discovered evidence, according to court documents filed in January of 2024. His attorneys are also seeking dozens of items they say they could not locate after reviewing the trial files from his prior counsel after a thorough search. According to court filings, the items include evidence from the investigations into a December 2002 burglary of a home across the street from the Petersons' home in Modesto, Lacey Peterson's missing CROTON watch, and a van fire in the airport district on December 25th, 2002. According to the filings, they are also seeking documents from interviews with several witnesses. The motion for the post-trial discovery is scheduled to be discussed in court on July 15th. So that July 15th date is coming up pretty quick. It's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of that July 15th hearing date. But yeah, this one surprised me that the Innocent Project picked this up. I'm very interested to see where this goes. What do you think? Do you think Scott Peterson did it? Do you think this new evidence may show that he didn't do it? Do you think there's any chance of that? Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.